Once I got here, I could just feel the great culture, the great teamwork, and they're really good people. I just connected with them right away, and I hit the ground running, and it's just been great, from day one. I'd like to be here for the rest of my career for sure. I just knew this is the place to be. I like what I'm doing way too much to want to move around anymore.
INB looks for a fit, if you will, someone that's going to blend with our culture, that appreciates the family type of approach that we have here. It's not uncommon at INB that we may have spouses here, we may have siblings, or we may have son-daughter type of situation with the mother or father who works here. It truly is a family environment, which I think differentiates us, and I think finding the people that value that is very important.
I was careful in selecting my next employer, right? And I did a lot of research before making the move to INB. We are a strong, large-size community bank. And that to me, and I've been in the business 30 years, that's the place that I like to work in, because we are locally run, we have local leadership, so we're really small enough to get to decision makers and be able to have an impact and make a change, but large enough to really be stable, both for our customers and for our employees.
I've lived in Springfield area for about 30 years, however, really didn't work here. My career has spanned the large, big banks. I was ready for a change. When I was at the big banks, one of the things that we constantly were focused on was trying to emulate how nimble the smaller community bank could be. Bigger banks and larger organizations move slower at times to changes in the market, changes in customer preferences and demands. And where I see INB really, excelling is that we can make a decision today and really have something implemented, in many cases, sometimes tomorrow.
It's a community bank. It's not a small bank by any means, but everyone from the president to the CEO. I met them, or I talked to them before I ever joined the bank, and you're not going to get that with a bigger bank. There's definitely a caring attitude. People are very good to you here. They want to help you. I just feel like there's just a connection among the staff here. You're not just a number at INB. I mean, you're a person, and people care about you. Even after I got here, people kept on emailing me and telling me, "Hey, you're going to like it here," and I kept saying, "Hey, I'm sold. I'm already here." So it's been a great move for me, and I really am happy.
I love the people, what I do, even on the bad days. The stories, the people. That is definitely hands down the funnest part of your job. I mean, anything from dealing with your first-time home buyer that is so excited, they just purchased their first house, to now they come back to me 5 years later, they're married, and now they need a bigger place, or they're planning to have children. It makes you feel really good to be a part of their story. And sometimes they're not always happy, they're sad stories, but they'll remember you because you made it easier on them, and you made it just not so painful. Every story is amazing to be involved in, I think. I'm grateful for it.
INB is the place to be. For real, for mortgages it is. I mean, I cannot explain to you how hard these people work. It's really, really astonishing that this many people from so many different walks of life can come together for a common purpose and worry about people who need something done to make their lives better. And they have just all been super welcoming, super helpful, and everybody jumps in an opportunity to help. Honestly, it blew my mind, because people just aren't that way.
We're not just doing transactions, we're helping people buy houses. So I think that focus is important. I think supporting my team and making sure that we have a good workplace and that people are secure in their jobs and they like to come to work every day. It's providing that kind of environment for the team that I work with, so that we're not only taking care of our customers, we're taking care of each other.
2020 has been a year that was very unique, and the team rallied phenomenally during the pandemic. We always like to talk about volume and like millions of dollars of loans that we do. I always go back to, we helped over 2,300 customers in 2020 either refinance or purchase a new home. That's 2,300 people that either are saving money today because of lower rates, or they're living in a new home here in Central Illinois.
I enjoy a lot of things about my job, but the thing that I probably most enjoy, besides who I work with, is what we get to do. We get to help the customers. And watching INB grow in the community over, the course of the past decade or so that I've been here, that is a big pride point for me. We came from a smaller footprint. We continue to grow. We're growing into new markets. So to me, just being a part of that and a part of a team that is ready to grow, that's a very, very big pride point for me.
One of the things I'm excited to undertake starting this year in 2021 and beyond is looking at expansion markets for INB. We do things very well in Springfield, Bloomington, Peoria, and Champaign today. And we'll look to maybe go beyond those 4 key markets that we have. What would draw someone to INB if we're going into a new market, right? I think someone who would get excited and see the history of this bank, the commitment that the bank has with not only mortgage but to customers, and wants to get in on the ground floor of something pretty neat that they can help build. We can bring that to INB, and I think they would thrive in our culture and in our bank and mortgage department.